Hello everyone. Lately I've been feeling a little bit off. I'm like in this weird cycle of overwhelm. Some of you may know my 1 year anniversary of living in Canada is approaching, and with it a new set of challenges and an existential crisis. Right now everything feels the same, like every day is the same, every week feels the same, but at the same time my whole future is like up in the air. It's so bizarre. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff and being like, I might fall and I might die, I have to keep going. And that's sort of like where I'm at right now. It's I wish I could share more of it with you. I think I'll make a video about it, but it's not only about paperwork, it's also about my feelings, and that's how far I can go. Anyway, today I've decided to take a break from overthinking and give my heart and soul a rest. So that's what we are gonna be doing. Yeah, it's time to get the F out. just came back from taking pictures and it's getting dangerously cold already. It's October and we were like 9 degrees Celsius. Filming and freezing my hand. Anyway, coming back to navigating uncertainty, I don't know if this happens to you, but it certainly happens to me. I have a tendency to get into a super negative headspace by putting myself in the worst case scenario, and then I start seeing the wrong in everything and I get super overwhelmed. That literally happened to me 2 weeks ago. I woke up every single day and my head was already spinning. Let's get this clear. Putting yourself in the worst case scenario, it's not bad. You know, sometimes we need to get there just so we can get ready or maybe prevent any possible disasters from happening. The main issue really is when we cross the line and we start believing stressful thoughts and we react emotionally. I have to admit, and it's true, that I sometimes act as if the worst case scenario is already happening. Not great for my mental health, not great for yours. It feels weird, especially if you live by yourself and you are alone in your own thoughts and in your own head. And I feel like a good mindset to have is not believing everything we think. Every thought you have after 7 p.m. It's not true. Honestly, let's not get our negative expectations become self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, no, it's not a vibe. Stop! So, if you are in a situation of uncertainty, as I am, I want you to do 2 things. The first one, it's odd because we barely do this, but I feel like it can happen, is put yourself in the best possible outcome. You know, sometimes things do work out. Say to yourself, what if everything works out at the end? What if? Like, that can also happen. And the second step would be finding a silver lining in your current situation. I don't want to get too personal here, but I spent 1 year of my life last year thinking I was wasting my time. Like, I spent a whole year in agony just because I couldn't find the silver lining at the time. Now I look back and I'm like, I wasn't wasting my time. I learned a lot and I couldn't be here if it wasn't because of that. So find a silver lining. I promise you there's always something positive, like at least one thing you can take away from a situation, even though you might hate it. Like, there's always something you learn. With these 2 steps, we can sort of counteract our natural tendency as humans to overestimate the risks and the negative consequences and start breathing in some air into our uncertainty, creating a space. That's the key. Okay, Okay, so I finished eating dinner. I watched a chapter of The Kardashians. Before I finish off the blog, I wanted to tap a little bit more into the mindset that I'm trying to adopt, which is basically embracing chaos and finding a meaning behind it. This has a lot to do with what I've mentioned before about finding a silver lining. Trying to give meaning to things can be hard. It means looking behind our discomfort when we see something that needs improvement, but I have the theory that that gives us purpose, which is very important. It sort of like switches our mindset from being a victim to taking action. So instead of feeling powerless, we feel like we are part of the solution, if that makes sense. This new attitude of embracing chaos and finding a meaning behind it, it helps me a lot when I'm like, oh shit, everything's out of my control, I don't know what to do. It reminds me that there's always something I can do. And that's the truth, like there's always something we can do. There's at least one thing under our control. Let it be our mindset, our actions, our behavior, the way we show up. Even if we are deep into uncertainty, we are never truly powerless and never fully to the mercy of whatever situation we are in. Getting really philosophical here, but I felt like I needed to say that aloud for you and for me. I needed to hear those words, and this is gonna be all for today. Thank you so much for watching if you have made it to this point. I'm wishing you all a great start of October, and I'll see you soon. Bye!